Hi, I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with ReadTheStars.com. This is your weekly Horoscopes at Work forecast for May 23rd through 29th, 2016. Heading into Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, awesome. My favorite time of year. So, this week we have a very big event happening. We have Jupiter and Saturn in a square. And what this means is that, well, on one hand, we'll want to push through and really do some big important things. On the other, we might want to stop ourselves a little bit and consider what we're doing. It can be very frustrating if you're not aware of it because you'll feel like, oh my gosh, I was doing something really productive and now I just don't feel like doing it. What's going on? Now you know it's Jupiter and Saturn having a battle between, yeah, let's do it, yeah, let's not do it. And that's going to happen on Thursday, but you're going to feel it all week. The other things that are happening on a more personal level, Venus and Mars are changing signs this week. Venus will move forward into Gemini. This will give us a more chatty atmosphere. People will be more willing to reach out, but on the other hand, they'll also be somewhat more superficial and less deep about their interactions. And then with Mars moving into Scorpio, that's moving in retrograde motion into Scorpio. And that's going to be quite interesting because it's going to tend to bring out secrets that people are keeping and asking them to own up to what they've done. And it might not be terribly comfortable for a lot of us. So anyhow, let's go through this day by day now and find out how you can best plan out your week. Monday starts out with the moon in Sagittarius. That's always a great way to wake up on a Monday morning. However, it goes void of course at 11:35 a.m., so be careful about your purchases, your meetings, and all of those great things that if you have something planned, it might not work out quite the way that you thought. If you buy something and you don't check on the seams, for example, or you don't check to make sure it's exactly the size battery that you need for a certain appliance, then you might need to repurchase it at a different time. So just look out for that on Monday. Tuesday, we have the moon going into Capricorn very early, which always gives us a great sense of organization. We can be grateful for that. Venus is going to move into Gemini on Tuesday at 5:45 a.m. And so we're going to notice that shift that I discussed about us being somewhat more chatty and maybe a little more superficial as well, a little bit flirty. People flirt a lot when Venus is in Gemini. And then later in the day, at about 10:30, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:38, okay, 2 minutes off, we'll have Venus and Mars in opposition. Venus is our friendly energy and Mars is our assertive energy. So in all relationships, there's going to be a tug of war going on. Please try to manage this in a way that it doesn't disrupt you too much. That's the wonderful thing about knowing that it's there. So if someone says something that provokes you, you don't have to respond in a way that makes it escalate into a major argument. You can just say, oh, okay, and just leave it go until the next day, and I promise it will be much easier. The moon continues in Capricorn on Wednesday, and it stays there all day until 9:11 p.m., and the moon makes some fantastic connections with the other planets. So if I'm going to do any work next week, I'm going to say Wednesday is the day. So, and even just looking at my own schedule, I see how full it is, and it's really a great day until about 9:11 p.m. Eastern, when the moon goes void, of course, again. But we do have the moon working with Jupiter and Mercury and Pluto and just really allowing us to use our talents on Wednesday. So go for that. Thursday, we have that Jupiter square Saturn thing happening. The moon comes into Aquarius at 10:27 a.m., so people are more group-oriented, more world-oriented. I would say that something like Jupiter square Pluto is likely to provoke something to happen that everybody hears about in the world. I don't know exactly what it is, but it could be something good and it could be something that's not as pleasant to hear. But whatever it is brings people together. So that's always a good thing when we bring people together. On Friday, we have Mars moving into Scorpio, continuing under the Aquarius moon. And again, you might start to hear during this time period from now until the end of June, as a matter of fact, Mars will be in Scorpio, digging up those secrets that were kept from you before. And it's just a matter of how you deal with them when they come out. Always do what your highest self tells you. That's what I say. On Saturday, we have the Aquarius moon continuing, and again, good for gatherings. So if you're going to have a Saturday Memorial Day event, that's great. I would just say that there's this little short void of course period between 4:19 and 5:06 p.m. where things might not hatch exactly the way you want to. Start it at 5:30 or 5:15, okay? And then the moon goes into Pisces, which makes it perfect for doing all the stuff we do around Memorial Day, including being around water. Because with those moons in a water sign, everybody just gets very soothed by the idea of being around water. And there are a lot of nice connections that the moon will make on Sunday as well. So if you have some great things that you want to do with your friends, I think Sunday's definitely the day. And then, of course, on Monday will be Memorial Day, and I'll tell you all about that in next week's forecast. This week, I will be at Journeys of Life on Thursday, the 26th, right there for that Jupiter square Saturn thing going on. So you can contact them at 412-681-8755 for your appointment. And if you would like to do anything else with me, from a private video reading to a private consultation to transpersonal coaching or even clinical hypnosis, you can contact me at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.